lakad matatag!
Normally.
Also not ideal. BZM hero Magnus. So this is a bit of what we saw, I feel like, yesterday from at least the OG games that we covered. They were playing these kind of slower, more turtley drafts, like very greedy, 3 farming cores, and they're waiting for their opponents to make a mistake.
Lane. And level 1 in the Nether Ward. I try and contend with a bit of spam coming out of Armor Engine Q, but there's a stun into one raise. Looking for the short range one, but couldn't get in range. Yuragi with no time walk though, just gonna get chased down and right-clicked for first blood for LGD.
And they leave it for the SF. That's
Eye on the Nether Ward, in fact, at the end there from OG. Yeah, difficult lane bottom, and top lane they're being dived as well. Amar is about to drop here. No deny from Tiger. Just a tombstone and a gale from Y and Faith Beyond. And a big juicy wave arriving on this tier 1 means Razor here needs to be quickly back into lane.
And that's what feels so good about this LGD draft is, like, the Venom's really happy playing against a Razor. It's, often in the past been considered one of the good counter picks to Razor. If you up 96 damage, the pen goes 66. We'll see how BZM fares here. But it should just be a pretty farm game until these supports start thinking about rotating.
Oh, OG with a good bit of damage onto Armate.
Yeah.
Needs some tangos from Jinkyu. Curious to see how that all played out. It looks like it started with a Jinkyu go with a stun and an attempt on Yuragi. Gotta be wary of that Nether Ward. It's one of those unexpected tools sometimes. Oh God!
Boy!
Okay. Well,
okay.
yeah.
He's thinking he's got time walk, but the quick raises just blow him up. Triple raise and you're done.
On top lane,
yeah.
Taken down, but Amar dead again. 4-0 start. 1 kill goes
Tiger's
the way of
feasting,
OG.
though.
Tiger, the big punches. 142 bonus damage. Loses the buff, though, so why?
Oh, no.
Back in the trees.
Oh, he
He'll
turned!
get the kill. Dies to the tower in the end, so a 2 for 2 in the top lane. Massive Magnuses with a big damage. Do we go Blink with Force Utility? What do you reckon?
I'm expecting more of utility. You've got Razor as well as Void on your team. I think playing around the, your Blink Skewer initiations is going to make a lot more sense. For now, he's just leveling up in power, though, so... but I think, like, Blink, even BKB type build is going to be what makes the most sense this game.
Okay. Yeah, well, a DD rune gathered up by Y. Throws the Tombstone and the Rolling Thunder into BZM. Tries to skewer away, but nothing to say. He's got his number and tracks back onto the Magnus.
That's a kill in a mid laner there. And he gets the +1. Great find from Nothing to Say. Yeah, I think for BZM going for that rune, he knew he could get there before the Pengo, so he kind of, he forces Undying to pick it up, but then you're just giving Undying, like, all these right clicks plus the Rolling Thunder. He had no real escape from it, so bit of a Amps jungle it up and avoid fighting LGD. You've got, a Venom who's going to have full control of this top lane. He went for 2-2 before starting to level up Plague Wards. I like it. And also got a value point in Poison Nova. That's how he got that kill. I feel like so many Venoms skip Poison Nova, but great to see him go for that. But here's the move from OG. Oh my God, that Pango.
But Pango with a big swash and a Rolling Thunder while Arme skewered across into the RP from BZM. Jinkyu already dead after dropping low under the tower, and OG enough damage to bring down the Nyx and the Shadow Fiend while not losing anyone yet. Misha heals up, back off his wand, and Y getting chased down with a shockwave and a play forward from Yuragi. They get the kills they need. 10-5 now, and OG. A bit of a response, looking for Nothing to Say. He's got no swatch, no Rolling Thunder. Shield Crash gives him a ton of block on that damage incoming, and Jinkyu with the 3-man stun. Holds back OG, but they are not giving up on this. Chasing back into the tree line. Finally, Misha will die to Nothing to Say, but a skewer onto Jinkyu, opening up a potential kill on the Nyx. BZM wants it desperately, but now Faith Beyond's joined the fray, battling away onto the Magnus, looking for the pick-off, and he'll find it with his dominating streak going. And Jinkyu, he lines a stun up onto the Faithless Void. No stuns coming from LGD though, so a time walk back allows the Void to slip away from their grasp. Very quickly closing in on a Wraith Pact on top of the Spirit Vessel, so going double utility here on Veno.
Wraith Pact feels really nice.
OG gonna smoke though. 3 heroes sat behind Yuragi. And they do
Carapace.
Yeah, Jinkyu's out of there.
It's hard for OG. They're trying to find pickoffs. Even with these smokes, they don't really want a full 5-on-5 fight. Go back to the Wraith Pack. It just feels so nice because OG's draft is so, like, 5v5 team fight heavy. It's going to mitigate so much damage. And when you've got this gold lead to go with it, just makes it so dangerous for OG, and they're getting picked apart now.
Yeah, good patience from Jinkyu. That occurs when, a team isn't really able to go and push or anything. But this is literally just Shadow Fiend making sure he has a second life if he does get caught out or a sneaky smoke comes out of OG. He just planted himself in his Ancients, farming away up to 9,000 net worth. But the jump in from BZM top, catching out the Veno into the life drain. Nothing to say, has taken down Amar already, though, as Faith Bian falling near that tier 1 top. LGD, you're going to move in quickly, though. Time to dive. BZM swashbuckled down. The life drain won't heal him up anywhere near enough, and nothing to say with why. They've got the gap close onto Misha. Pugner's stranded, and Jinkyu secures it with a stun.
Tiger's still in the neighborhood playing around a vision and ward. He gets stunned up, still has a TP out. And they know there's a ward up here. Yeah, they're going to get the D ward, and they're going to find Tiger. Impale up in a second, so they'll finish off at 4th hero. Not a good fight for OG. It was a fight they chose to take because they knew they were creating a lot of space for the Void down bottom, who did get the tier 1 tower and is getting a lot of fun.
Arme's found his new home. Enemy Ancients. Get some more neutral items in his hands.
Yep.
And I'm assuming BKB is about to be delivered.
Yeah. Very methodical from LGD. It's one of these classic games where you get first Aegis as early as possible, and you use it to take these outer tier 2 towers, get outposts. And they're going to maybe get Amar here as well. Carapace going to find him and gets a 2-man impale.
That's just beautiful, isn't it?
Yep.
Really gorgeous from Jinkyu, and the exact move that you were talking about. They're pushing mid, they're farming enemy Ancients, pushing bottom. Every lane there's a hero from LGD showing. So OG, that bit of false sense of security, thinking, okay, we've got room top, we've got a bit of space, and there's high ground in the top jungle area. And these notice me pings, why bringing attention to areas of the map that he wants his team to be playing into. It looks like
a big kill if they can get it.
He gets off his BKB. Chrono comes along with a static link, and Amar's walked into the Chronosphere here, so maybe with the heals we are dying to buy time for Arme to escape. Gets him a bit of distance. Requiem, is it in time? No, not quite. In comes nothing to say, but he's bouncing off the cliffs. They'll finish off the Razor, and Uragi, time walking back, tries to TP, but the zombies and Jinkyu's jump will secure them. 2 kills in the trade for Arme's SF.
Yeah. They make... Oh, the window's closing, though, and they're being jumped on.
Yeah, scouted and caught out by Jinkyu's Nyx. He goes in for a stun and then quickly runs. Trying to keep vision here over Tiger with another Yules, but the catch from BZM sending Jinkyu back towards tier 3, but they've got the poison over the Plague Walls and all the damage from the Veno, while Arme's outside of the Chrono. Uragi tried just to control up nothing to say, while Amar diving in onto the SF, draining all of his damage. Uragi back in, but Arme's got this Mask Commanders going, the BKB's up, getting bashed in the meantime, needs a bit of help from his team, but Uragi focusing SF, they've lost too much, they can't finish him off. Arme survives, and their cores have all died. GG is called, and game 1, it's over.
Yeah, the carries on the front lines just didn't have the supports. They're going to go for some last RPs here, but Pango got the entire back line. His Blink Rolling Thunder in with the roll-up, he was just chain stunning these supports, taking ET out of the fight, taking Pugna out of the fight, and as a result, like, the Void didn't have any real backup. He tried to get a Chrono multiple heroes.
No nuke damage, good Timber game. Amar on the panel is just like, nah, this is a good Timber game. Not this one. Tide Hunter going to be a pickup for OG.
If you're getting these Pango games where nobody finds a way to counter the roll, Pango's going to very quickly become a top pick in the meta again.
Yeah, absolutely is. And OG, they're going to meet LGD here. Jinkyu walks up towards the staircase. The Fortune's End into Razors. And close in on the Primal Beast. The Onslaught gets the distance. The Sunstrike, though, it'll connect and kill him. BZM with first blood, and OG, a good start here to game 2.
He was out of there and to deny some of these runes. He forces nothing to say to, like, preemptively go to the rune to get it as it spawns. Otherwise, it gets nice. He gets himself a double water rune, in fact, so nice little move from him. But at the same time, Invoker's like, he'd like to deny these runes, but he's not. As long as he's getting farm, he's okay with Pangolier, doing his thing.
Yeah, he's kind of keeping Pango away from the creep wave. We're forcing him to drag it around while top again. Primal Beast and the Death Prophet uproar to slow them on their retreat, but the Razors from Uragi, nice dodge on the Sunstrike. Jinkyu, he knew it was coming. The call from the Pango is that Invoker has lifted his arms, so the Sunstrike was on its way somewhere.
Yeah. Potential mid with Wise Dazzle rotating in. They're looking for 3 level 6 even, and they're going to get it.
Yeah, very nicely done. Why? Close to death. But he had that wand pretty full and a fairy fire. Keep himself alive,
trapped.
even though he is blocked in with the creeps. Come on, nothing to say. Get me out of here, please. An Oracle, TPing in, just going to kill off Y. Y wants to die. It's time to die.
Oh, maybe he didn't see the TP in the trees? Not entirely sure. But, like you say, dying almost feels better for me. So low and healthy.
From the trample. That's a nice little move that Tiger can make onto these people being jumped by the onslaught.
PSG.LGD, you know, having their cake and eating it too. They're pushing top, they're pushing mid. They use the first exorcism to bring down the tier 1 mid with the Nature's Prophet rotation, and this mid tower's gotten very low as well.
Yeah, Jinkyu may have stepped a little too far forward. Tiger there again, saving himself with the Edict, but Tiny caught out along with the Shadow Fiend. Faith Beyond has herded Yuragi back into LGD, trying to pin down the SF and the Swashbuckle. Nothing to say, shuts him down. The Grave would have saved him from the Sunstrike if it had landed. And LGD, they keep themselves sustained for that.
You know, Tidehunter is a bit of a slow hero when it comes to offlane play as well. He's just trying to pressure his lane. Things are not online yet for the OG side.
Yeah, nothing
Mar's
to
just
say.
dying bottom.
Yo, you're right, yeah. Amar dying to Faith Beyond. I was looking at Yuragi. Yuragi dies to Ancients! Oh, no, gee. They're going to get a catch here with a Sunstrike, but the Grave again from Y.
Soul coming. And he's going to regen rune too, so he's going to stick around. That was just so well kind of anticipated from LGD, and they're coming scouting out the Ancient Sack. They're going to now get to farm this one.
Oh, no. Oh, TPing bottom outpost. Jinkyu sees Tiger. Thinking about it. The onslaught cancelled out. And meanwhile, Faith Beyond runs straight in towards Misha.
BZM's caught as well.
Do they have
detection?
Any detection for him? Doesn't look like it.
Chain
Nothing to say,
him.
just blindly stunning and chain disabling the Invoker while Amar trapped inside the Sprout, silenced up for now. But he is away from there, still holding 17-1 charges, but he's gonna have to use them to survive against the Pango and the Wrath of Nature.
I was just saying what's going on, but this just feels like classic LGD. They're such a fun team to watch when everything's clicking. The kind of aggressive style that they play, and they're doing a great job punishing OG's more passive farming style.
Yeah, a single hero shows. Tiger going to be the target. Swashbuckled down again by the Pango. I absolutely agree. I didn't catch any of the games, just seeing the score lines, a couple of the drafts. If you look at this series against OG and then look back to day one, you're thinking, what happened? What happened day one? This is LGD on form. They're looking perfect.
Another catch. Amar, he's the one who's farming the dangerous parts of the map and just constantly being found and hunted. Doesn't really want to ravage.
He's tanky and annoying. Cutting through trees and pigballing away.
Okay.
They've got another onslaught in 3 seconds along with the trample, so he'll ravage now as Misha dies to Faith Beyond, but in comes the onslaught trample, and Jinkyu finds the takedown. It looked like Tiger was considering the false promise on the Tide, but now with the Gleipnir catch from Arme, they'll bring him down as well. 3 quick kills again from LGD, and it's just not in this match without a real hero to put the false promise on. BZM gonna TP out of bottom. Arme stuck around, and the 5 members of LGD are stampeding in towards that tier 2 bot area. They've already claimed the tower, so now it's time to claim some kills. Y walking high ground, gets Avatos back into Yuragi. Good pick off on the Dazzle, but what can they make off the back of it? Amar and Yuragi coming down the staircase. Sun striking forward to try and scout and give vision. Jinkyu, he meets Misha, BKBs and pulverizes, and now they've got the DP ult with the Pango roll. Back in towards the Tiny. Look to blow up Misha here and catch onto Tiger. Both supports the targets here for the Gleipnir of Arme, as they will swiftly move in to kill off the Squishies.
Elsewhere, though.
He's even in the back lines aiming for BZM.
He's zoning out the entire backlines. Didn't have any follow-up damage, so wasn't really close to getting any kills there, but doing a good job of landing his spells to guarantee those 2 quick and easy support kills. But with Exorcism wearing off, there's no real high ground play here to be made for LGD. They're going to have to back off, continue farming, just to chip away at these buildings. Do get the D-ward here.
Last-ditch Glyph keeps the tier 3 alive on 20 health. And Yuragi fake pumping the Requiem. Gotta be careful now, he's sprouted up though. He needs to get his BKB off. They've got False Promise behind him to buy. No, they don't. It's on cooldown. They don't have the save available for Yuragi, so he's gonna die. Arme just comes in, kills off 2. Dive behind tier 3s a little bit there, but fall back and focus objectives is the name of the game for LGD.
SF was almost playing as if he did have the false promise behind him, but it was still, yeah, 10 seconds away, and always be attacking an SF. You're not really being kited, and LGD, they want to charge in here.
Man, nothing to say. Breaks up the high ground, spots out Misha. Does get the toss back, and a blink grab from Mamar, not connecting on anything. Faith Biana's aggressively blinked in on towards Tiger, getting the fear on the Oracle. Pango trying to slow down Uragi's retreat. Needs the BKB Requiem to fear them up, but he's been caught out, stunned up by the Rolling Thunder, and finished off. GG call. A tremendous victory. 2-0, in fact, for LGD over OG. I thought this series would be a close one.
26-4, 2 sub 30-minute games. We're getting all these 50-minute games on this patch. I feel like, you know, yesterday we had 10 games or whatever that went like 15 hours, and OG and LG.
Right.